What's up, Elibis? So, I wanted to talk to you about how I find all these sort of deals that I find. I think if you guys, you know, know me, you know that I am really good at finding deals and like finding good deals. But the main place, so I want to tell you about them. The main places I find them are at the flea markets, secondhand stores, of course, and just like spare mule days, when people basically throw out their junk and then you ride your bike around or you drive around a little bit and pick up their stuff. One thing I will say, so for instance, this shirt, these pants, which are you can't see, these pants, which are really really nice. This sweater, this harmonica, um, all the furniture in my room, this hat, not my glasses or my underwear, but my underwear I made. They're made out of silk, which I found at the flow market. It was a handkerchief of somebody, a silk handkerchief or a scarf, kind of, that somebody bought. I won't show you that, at least in this video. But give me a thumbs up if you want to see my underwear. I can tell you, they're really good, actually, how I make them and stuff. Anyways, so how do I find these deals? That's really a question. Like my car, I got an amazing deal on my car, my bike, all kind of stuff. And so the way my computer, my laptop is really, really nice for what I paid for it. But the idea is, so you go to a flow market. There's several different ways, but flea markets or secondhand stores, I would say, for clothes. Like this was a €1 shirt. It's made out of silk. This is made out of wool. I think I can show you wool. My balding head. This is made out of wool sweater. It's a really nice sweater. So, at secondhand stores, the main thing is that you look. Basically, you go every couple of weeks, or once a month or whatever, and basically you just have to look, and that's basically just moving each piece, quickly looking at each piece. And normally what I would do is I would take anything that looks halfway decent, I would take it out and I would put it on a pile, and then I would go through them a second time, for instance in the dressing room when you're trying stuff on. And that's how that works. These pants were €1 pants, man. These are really, really good pants. I'll tell you guys one time in the future about how I judge good pants. But look at how deep those pockets are. That's the main one. And the color obviously is really nice. €1 I paid for these things. These are probably €70 pants new. I can show you, I guess, at one point. But they're really nice pants. And this is a silk shirt. Technically, it's a woman's shirt, but whatever. I don't think it's. I mean, can you tell? No, I wouldn't say so. And it's really nice in the summer. Silk is the best, in my opinion, in summer. So, yeah, anyways. At the flow market, it's a different situation. So, secondhand stores, you'll find some that are better and worse. If you make friends with the people, sometimes they can, take something off. If you say, this is a little bit expensive, Let me tell you a story. I was looking for a new pair of soccer shoes. Soccer cleats, and I was at the store, right? I was buying a pair of Sambas. I was looking for a pair of Sambas. They didn't look that good, They're getting a little bit cheaper in this time, and they're €80 or even more. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, man, I don't feel good about this, right? And I just said to myself, okay, world, I'm looking for a pair of Sambas, yeah. And I said, okay, I'm gonna go to my secondhand store that I generally go to, and I found a pair of Sambas in my size, brand new, for €20, and they were a little bit older, so I would say more of higher quality. They were pretty much brand new, I would say. Like the only thing was, it seemed to me like maybe a young person was going through a growth spurt or something, and they bought these shoes and they grew out of them very quickly because the laces were pulled very tight, almost like their foot was like super narrow but very long, at least as long as my my foot, and then they just never wore them. Yeah, that's basically what it was. And yeah, they were. So I paid 20 euros for them, and I saved myself 60 or even more euros, basically, on this pair of shoes, which is really awesome, I would say. And that kind of stuff happens pretty regularly, you know. So I think I don't want to say like the secret, just put your intentions out into the world, but if you think about it and you just say, okay, this is on my radar, this is what I'm looking for, you're gonna find it, or you will be more likely to find it if it's there, of course. At the flow market, it's a different story, I would say. There, it's a matter of finding the right seller. So there are people who want to make money at the flow market, and then there are people who just want to get rid of their stuff. Yeah, and you don't want to go to the people who want to make money on their stuff, basically. Because they are always charging more than trying to get more than the stuff is worth. And let me tell you another story. So I was at a flow market. I was looking for a belt, or I just saw like a belt that was halfway decent. Yeah, and I asked the guy, and he said, "Oh, 10 euros." And he was kind of a guy who was always there. And it's not worth. I have at least 8 or 10 belts, and I don't need another one in all colors and styles and stuff. And so I said, no, I'm not interested. And he said, oh, give me 8. And I, give me 5. And man, I don't really want the belt. And at the end of the game, he said, give me €1 and you can have this belt. And the belt was not that nice, and so I just gave him €1 to shut up. And no, I mean, he got desperate, like, actually, and I felt a little bit bad for him. But yeah, anyways, he got a little bit desperate. Anyways, yeah, but that's, in my opinion, don't go to those guys who are going to try to sell you for, it was a crappy belt for 10 euros. There are another type of people, who just want to get rid of their stuff. Yeah, so the people who really want to make money, they have a lot of stuff there. Generally, it's set up nicely. They have tables. Maybe they have a shade thing because they come here every week. Yeah, so they come every week and they're savvy, and they know how to be comfortable there, blah, 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 blah. But there's another group of people who just want to clean out their closet. Yeah, they just want to get rid of the stuff. And so, man, that doesn't look so good, huh? The silk changes colors in different sorts of light. That's true. Anyways, different type of people. So if you see, for instance, boxes on the ground or somebody without too much stuff, just maybe one table of stuff. I know that I need a cell phone holder. Anyways, just one box of stuff, not a lot of stuff. And generally, if they have mostly crappy stuff, those are the best people. Yeah, because, okay, there is a certain type of people in the world who don't like crappy stuff or don't like nice stuff. I don't understand. They like crappy stuff or they prefer crappy stuff. I think what happens often is they have a lot of junky stuff and then they get something nice and they say, oh, I'm going to save this. I'm going to save this nice thing until some nice time. And then that nice time never comes and they get fat or they grow out of it or they get skinny or anything like that. Or it goes out of style, for instance. Style is a joke. Don't fall into style. But then they say, oh, well, it's not in style anymore. So, I want to get rid of it. And that happens a lot with suits. So what happens is people buy a $100, $200, $300 suit, even more if it's actually a decent suit, but then they only wear it to one wedding or 2 weddings or 10 times maybe maximum in 5 years. And they grow out of it. Yeah, especially people my size, it's like, a normal average size. Maybe a teenager grows out of it or anything, yeah? And so you have these really nice suits, wool, silk, linen suits that are worn 5 times and then given away. Yeah, and so what I've been doing actually, is buying a lot of suit pants and buying a lot of suit jackets, and just wearing them because, man, they're such nice things. Actually, I'll make another video about that. But I most of my suit jackets, they have like 5 pockets or 8 pockets. Anyways, doesn't matter. I have to talk about that again, different time. But so you find those people who maybe they have a lot of stuff, maybe they don't, but you see something that's hinting. Okay, generally I go to all the tables and I look briefly, but I don't spend a lot of tables at a time if I don't see anything really nice there, and because it's just not worth my time. But yeah, you see a couple of nice things that are not very used. For instance, okay, this belt. Oh my god, I'll take the belt off. This belt is a Jack and Jones. I don't know if you can see it. This is a Jack and Jones belt. I scratched the label off it. It's a really nice belt. You can see how thick that is. But I paid maybe €3 for this belt. Yeah, I mean, obviously it works. And they just never used it. When I got it, it's pretty much brand new. You can see it's maybe now 1 or 2 years old. Yeah, it's maybe a little bit small for me, but it's that's the last hole. But you can see it's not, not worn. That's what I'm trying to say. And so you put a little fat on it. Maybe when I got it, it was a little bit worn, like dry leather. So that's the idea. Find the people who just want to get rid of their stuff. Also for furniture, don't think I talked about this. There's spare mule days, where people can just get rid of basically their stuff. Yeah. And the idea is that that's literal junk in their eyes, right? Like that's garbage to them, or stuff that they just want to get rid of. But basically all of the furniture in my room and in my apartment, generally speaking, it's all stuff from there. And I've probably saved like more than 1,000, even 2,000 euros. Yeah. And I don't have junky furniture. That's the thing. I have like 1 or 2 things from IKEA. That's true. But, my reading chair is from IKEA, but it's like the top of the line reading chair. Yeah. It's a little bit old. Okay. Sure. There's some scratches and stuff from the previous owner, but and for 200, 300 euros, I will deal with some scratches, My dresser is wood, it's not like fiberboard or plywood or anything like that, it's cardboard. It's real wood, solid wood made by a carpenter. I have, and this is another little strategy I think, is when I first you don't get all of this good stuff, like in one time, I would say. So when I first moved here, what I did was I just basically got the first decent chair that I could find. Yeah, so I used one from my flatmates for the first week, and then I found a nice kitchen chair, like a handmade kitchen chair that I found. Then I got it's not that nice of a office chair, but it was an office chair with a swivel and arm rests and wheels and stuff like that. It was still kind of not that nice. But then, just a few weeks ago, I got a really, really nice office chair. If I were to buy a new, I think it's it's just over 500 euros retail price. It's like Sitco or something. And basically, I'm in these Facebook groups called Free Your Stuff Trier. I'm in Trier. But there's also Free Your Stuff Dresden, Free Your Stuff Chicago, Free Your Stuff New York, and basically things people want to get rid of, and you go and you pick it up. And somebody was getting rid of this office chair, and I responded, yeah. But I got €1,000 espresso maker also from this spare mule. Yeah, and I mean I don't even drink that much espresso, but you know, it's an incredible espresso maker that I got for free. So it didn't have a power cord, so I bought €1 of power cord at the flow mart. So I have €1 into this espresso maker. That's like €950 retail price if I were to buy it new. Now, come on, that's crazy, you know? I mean, I have to work like more than 2 weeks to make €1,000. I know, maybe you guys should hit that like and subscribe.